Hello and welcome to a golden feature as we hear from none other than the champions of the UAAP Men's Basketball Tournament. I'm Jaime Escalon.
And I'm Diego Dorio. From having their season on the line to getting on top of the podium, the DLSU Green Archers talk about their historic run in the UAAP. This is Starting Lineup.
JD! Puts it on top and hits it nice and dagger three.
We start things off with our first group of champs, two-time UAAP champion JC Macalalag and Earl Abadam, and the returnee in green, Vhoris Pablo. Let's welcome them here in starting lineup, the champions
Congratulations!
of the UAAP.
And kung may starters sa game, ito yung starters natin. Itong tatlong
our first
champs
three.
first. Yep.
And then mamaya we'll get to more players, but unang-unang natin kailangan talaga i-congratulate si JC Macalalag kasi nga champion ng Petrogas Angels and then champion din ng DLSU Green Archers 2 times now. But JC, me and Diego are curious, past 48 hours, ano nangyari? Medyo 48 hours since the buzzer sounded. Nakatulog na ba kayo? Nag-process na ba na 2-time champion ka na?
Yung safe for TV na answer.
Yung pwede sabihin sa TV.
I think marami nangyari eh. Parang hindi pa namin napaprocess na yun, champs kami. Kasi before the game, parang, alam mo yun, basta yung goal namin is to win. And yun, thankful kami na nakuha namin yung panalo. And we just have to celebrate and cherish the moment na,
Yeah, you guys definitely deserve to celebrate. Earl, I want to ask you, before we talk about the championship run, let's talk about like the struggles before you got to that point. You guys had to go through 4 do-or-die games to make it to the finals and against the defending champs as well. What was that like? Can you tell us, the stories that the fans don't really know about the ups and downs of the season? No one really knew who was going to be the Final Four. You guys had to go through 4 very tough games and then finally winning the championship.
Yeah, going through those very tough games, we knew coming into it that this season isn't going to be just given to us. And it was really doubled down when we lost both Mason and Kean. So I think we were really prepared to face those type of atmospheres, those type of games, because it just propelled us to where we are now, which is champions. And those games really helped us solidify what we were trying to do off the court, which is build that chemistry and build that togetherness, and it really translated.
And before we go to Luis, I want to ask you, JC. Earl mentioned that when Kean and Mason got injured, that was kind of a low point in the season. But I obviously saw that you guys were more aggressive. Different people stepping up during the season. What was the mindset like when they were out? They were recovering from their injuries. Kayo, you guys really played well after that.
I think kasi Kian is one of our playmakers. So when na-injured si Kian, parang I think it's time for us wings to create plays for the team. Kasi we all know that other teams will try to defend Jacob. So yun, nag-step up lang kami and yun, good things happen.
Yeah, I think we didn't need to really do anything different. We just needed to sort of shift our focus onto how can we be more, like you said, aggressive into how we can create more for the team. But it wasn't stepping out of our role. It was more of shifting what our priorities were.
Yeah. Well, one player who did step up also for the big position, you're sitting right next to him, Vhoris Pablo. Luis, Mason went down, you had to step up. We have to go back. We really have to go back to that game versus UP in round number 1 where you were best player of the game. Coming into that game, did you have a conversation with your coaches or in you just knew you had to step up and be big in that game?
Actually, wala na eh. Di na kami nag-usap ni Coach Topex. Then, actually, dapat talaga, that game, na-surprise ako na nag-start ako. Kasi yung practice before ng game, hindi talaga dapat ako magsa-start. So, nagulat lang ako that day na, ayun, magsa-start ako for that game. Pero wala eh. Parang naturally na lang dumating yung mindset na kailangan ko talaga mag-perform this game. Kasi nga, Kean and Mason are out. So, ayun. Pero hindi ko rin masyado in-overthink kasi ayoko naman maging gigil sa game. So, gusto ko lang kung ano yung natural na ginagawa ko for the team, yung energy na binibigay ko for the team. Minake sure ko lang na binigay ko sa game na yun. Then, ayun, naturally na nangyari yung scoring, yung making big plays, and sinuwerte, nanalo din.
So no extra stuff, minsan pag big game, ako as a player, you'll maybe 50 more extra shots the night before. Walang ganun.
Yeah, actually, may ganun. Sobrang extra work before ng game day. And ayun, aminin ko na may extra motivation kasi syempre galing ako sa UP. So, gusto ko yung feeling na grabe na yung improvement ni Luis na parang ibang level na yung game niya ngayon. So, aminin ko may extra motivation na parang I want to prove something. Pero make sure na nilagay ko sa tamang area yung yung gigil na yun. Parang hindi na negative way na maapektuhan yung team.
Mukhang tama naman yung ginawa mo kasi maganda yung nalaro nyo and you guys won. Earl,
Yes.
in the finals, finally you guys won the first game. Going into game 2, was there any feeling na parang, obviously you guys are confident, you guys got game 1 against the defending champs?
So, going into the game 2, we knew that we wanted to end it there. We wanted to sweep the series. We wanted to get that game. And sabi nga namin, we wanted to make it Mike and Bright's last practice. But it didn't come our way. Vhoris's game-winning shot was just missed by this close, and you could see that it was all right. Maybe it wasn't time for us to get it yet. Maybe there's another lesson that we're being taught here. Maybe there's another thing that we can grow closer as a team, even in the final games. So I think that was another blessing in disguise that we learned to really double down on what our preparation was for the game coming game 3.
Yeah, well, JC, this season was a roller coaster of emotions. We're curious for you what was the lowest point this season. Kasi there were a lot of low points. You were 1 game away from being eliminated. At saka paano kayo nakabangon doon sa low point na yan?
Marami pero personally yung sa akin kasi nung na-injured ako, I mean, after the first game, parang next game out ako for like 3 games. So, yung parang excitement ko na UAAP na, nawala ulit. So, nung nakabalik ako, I had to get my rhythm back. And then, yun yung time na nag-struggle din, then nawala si Mason plus Kean. And then, yung 2 games lose streak namin against FEU and Adamson. So, I think, yung mga struggles na yun, yung mga nangyari sa team yun, yung nag-solidify nung chemistry and nag-strengthen din sa amin, mentally and both physically.
Yeah. Luis, nakita, parang nag-viral yung video ni Coach Topex na naging emotional. No? Yung pinapag-usapan nga natin kanina. This was a really emotional season for Coach Topex. Did you see the video? Nakita mo yung video? What was it like seeing that? Na nung nanalo kayo, pumunta siya sa locker room, tapos lumabas yung emotions. Hinag mo ba siya? Ano nangyari doon?
Hinag ko talaga si Coach Topex. Then, yung first reaction ko nung nakita ko yung video, parang na-realize ko lang, sabi ko, wow, iba talaga yung struggles na pinagdaanan ni Coach T. Di naging madali. Especially, nung times na nagsastruggle yung team, syempre maraming tao na nagko-comment about him, maraming negative comments about him. So, syempre, kahit tayo, mahirap iwasan na, alam mo yun, hindi pansinin yung mga ganong comments, diba? Kahit gano'n natin i-try, sobrang hirap. So, parang nung nakita ko yung video na yun, parang naging parang feeling ko dad ako na parang I'm proud. Sobrang proud ako.
Ikaw pa yung dad.
Parang ako yung dad. Kasi parang grabe coach, nalagpasan mo lahat ng hirap, lahat ng struggles na sa team. Di ka bumitaw, di ba? So, nakaka-proud nang makita na nag-pay off.
And that goes to show the family that you guys have, the bond that you guys have, not just among the players, but also among the whole the coaching staff as well. And congrats once again, you guys. Earl,
guys.
JC, Luis, congratulations. You guys deserve
Thank you,
all the celebrations. Thanks for the time. Sub muna kayo. Next three coming in.
Thank you.
We got more champs in the studio, so stay tuned. You're watching Starting Lineup. Let's go to our next set of champs as we welcome Kean Bakla and Mason Amos and Vhoris Marasigan. The champs are here. Okay, so next three subbing in for the first three. Let's start it off with Kean. Kean, grabe yung pinagdaanan mo this season. Of course, coming from your injury and then coming back in the playoffs, then finals. Pivotal role for obviously coming off the bench for Coach Topex. Kwento mo naman sa amin yung buong experience mo. Paano ka nakabalik, first of all? Because everyone thought na you and Mason, we'll talk about Mason Amos na wala na, hindi na makakabalik to with all those injuries.
News, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Not sure.
Right after kasi nung na-injury ako, parang yun nga, nagpa-check agad kami sa doctor and ang findings niya is surgery talaga. So parang ayoko rin pumayag na surgery kasi once na nag-surgery ako, next year din na rin ako makakalaro eh. So parang nagpa-second opinion kami, third opinion. So ayun, ang good thing naman yung nangyari is parang MCL lang yung parang naging finding. So yung dun pa lang sobrang blessed na ako kasi ayun nga, ayoko talagang ma-surgery kasi ayoko rin di makalaro next year kasi yun yung parang playing last year ko eh. So ayun, sobrang thankful lang na hindi nga ako na ma-surgery and yun, nakabalik din ako agad dahil sa tulong nila ng SNC namin, sa mga PT namin, and sobrang laking tulong na ginawa nila sa akin para makabalik, lalo sa playoffs pa.
Kian, just to follow up on that, ano mga naging learnings mo dun sa injury? Usually, pag nag-injure ang players, dun siya maraming natututunan as a player, not just as a player, but as a human being. Ano yung mga natutunan mo dun sa journey mo?
Actually, nung na-injury ako, sobra ako talagang na-down and lagi ko lang tinatawagan si Coach T and lagi niya lang sinasabi sa akin na ayun nga, parang di naman dito natatapos yung mundo eh. Kumbaga, may chance pa. And yun nga, nilagay ko lang sa isip ko na hindi naman ako isi-surgery kaya parang mas nilakasan ko na lang din yung loob ko and nabuhayan din ako nung nagchat-chat sa akin yung mga teammates ko, lalo sila Mike, na, di ba, Mike lagi niyang sinasabi si God. So parang yun, lumapit lang din ako kay God na gabayan niya ako. Wag niya akong pabayaan sa journey ko na hinaharap ngayon, sa struggles na hinaharap ko.
Mason, we have to talk about the process in that injury. Kasi yung news na lang bigla, Mason Amos, Kean Baklaan, babalik na. Whoa, ano nangyari doon? It's like a miracle happened, di ba? But we have to talk about the day by day. We don't really have stories about that. What happened? How hard was it in the day by day? Is it 5 hours of therapy? What took place? Maybe you can share with us that.
With the therapy process, it was kind of, just based on day to day also. So it's like they switch it up depending on what you need and what they want to see from you, like your progress. So at the start, it was more of getting your range of motion back. So if you're able to move your leg a certain amount or even just bend it the slightest. And the first week was probably the hardest because we couldn't even move it. It's immobilized. So I'd say that was probably the toughest part of that journey was that very first week. It wasn't just physical, but it was a mental battle. It was like you're trying to fight against the temptation to move your leg, all that type of stuff, but you have to just rest. And I think that's the hardest part. Seeing the team play while you're resting is like the hardest part for me. So.
What did you do while you were resting and recovering just to contribute? Obviously, you can't be on the court.
I think just attending, being present, when we were present, it really helped the team a lot, just being there for them and just showing that we're still there for them.
Yeah. And luckily, you guys went back, forced the game 3. Let's go back to Game 2. Vhoris, I don't mean to remind you what happened in Game 2.
We can remind him now because
We
they're
can
champs.
remind you now kasi champion na. Pero sabi sa akin nila, Kean, di ka daw nakatulog, pinapanood mo yung bola na umiikot. Paano ka naka-recover doon? Kasi nung Game 3, you scored 5 straight points. 71-66, ikaw yung nagdala talaga for the lead. So, paano mo na-shift agad yung confidence mo?
Ayun nga, nung game 2, parang yung last shot ko yun, parang lagi ko siyang iniisip. And di rin ako nakatulog, parang umaga na ata ako nakatulog nun. And nung kinabukasan nun, kinausap ako ng mga teammate ko na moving forward na lang kasi ganun talaga last shot yun. And masakit din para sa akin kasi ayun na yung chance namin para mag-champion, para hindi na umabot ng game 3. And ayun, nag-moving forward ako, nag-focus ako sa practice, and focus ako sa game 3, sa preparation namin. And ayun, thankful ako kay God kasi nakuha namin yung championship.
Nakatulog ka na? Okay na. Nakatulog na siya, guys.
Vhoris, kitang-kita na sa mga kwento nyo, no? Na, parang kakaiba yung brotherhood that you guys have sa Lasal, the family that you guys have, even yung mga celebration nyo. Pero I wanna ask you personally, nung na-injure sila Kean and Mason, ikaw yung isa sa players na parang nag-step up. And I feel like parang in-empower ka ni Coach Topex to create more, to... Nakita ko na mag-a-ISO ka na nga nung second round. Was that, sinabi ba yun ni Coach Topex or ikaw mismo sabi ko ako mag-step up dito para sa
Ayun,
team?
sa sarili ko, sabi ko, ako na yung kailangan mag-step up. Kasi since nawala si Kean at saka si Mason, and ako parang nung nandun pa sila sa team namin, nung hindi pa sila na-injury, yung ano ko parang mababa pa yung minuto ko nun Yung wala pa akong kumpiyansa sa sarili ko. And ayun yung nawala yung dalawa, parang sabi ko sa sarili ko, kailangan ko na mag-step up.
Tapos pagbalik nila, parang lahat kayo, kumpiyansa na lahat.
Yeah, lalo na si Mason, grabe yung kumpiyansa. Defensively, there are a lot of comments about your defense. What does this championship mean for you, Mason? Is this a sort of vindication? Because it was not an easy decision going to LaSalle. And then a lot of people commented about your defense. All of that leading to a championship. For you, what did it mean when you won that championship?
I mean, it also acted as kind of a motivation for me, just to just prove people wrong, but also just play for the glory of God. Everything we do is for Him, and we leave everything up to Him. So, I mean, again, it was just the mindset of myself is just go in there, do what I can, and hopefully it's good what I can contribute to the team. I mean, especially the focal point for me was defensively. I wasn't really going in with an offensive mindset. I was more going with, I just got to stop whoever I'm guarding, no matter what it takes, even if I get foul trouble, whatever it was. Just slowly taking those slow progress improvements that really big steps for me because I used to struggle a lot in that area. And I guess it was just that hard work at practice that really paid off because I got my body right and I guess, just getting more physical than I was before. And that was really a focal point for me in terms of playing defense.
Obviously, the work paid off. You guys, you had like big stops in the finals, blocks and rebounds. Haven't seen that before. Hopefully, I see that more next season. But Kean, ikaw, the moment na nag-free throw ka, nung game 3, medyo may konting ngiti tsaka medyo may tingin sa side. But kwento mo yung di alam ng fans. Kasi nakita ng fans, na-shoot mo yung free throw and then celebration. But anong tumatakbo sa isip mo nun?
Actually, may UP players kasi na parang nagta-trash talk sa akin. And hindi ko na lang babangitin. Yung may mga sa court side ng mga fans nila na sinasabi, ang daming sinasabi. Pero yun nga, before nung game kasi ako yung unang-unang player sa court na nag-warm up. So, ang unang winarm up ko yung free throw talaga. And alam ko sa sarili ko na once na 1 minute or something na lang and lamang kami, alam ko, bubunutin ako ni coach para mag-free throw. So, ayun, habang nag-free throw ako, never ako nakakaano ng kaba. Mas kinakabahan pa ako ngayon kaysa nung nag-free throw ako. So, ayun. Yun lang, kumbaga, siguro, hinanda ako talaga sa time na yun para mag-free throw.
Well, it was a happy ending for LaSalle after all at the free throw line.
Yep.
They made their last 6 to 7 free throws of the season. It's how you end it, diba? So, thank you again, Kean, Vhoris, and Mason for joining us, and congratulations, guys. Time to enjoy na, mag-celebrate more.
Congrats, champs.
All right, and for you guys, stay tuned. We got 2 more guests for you from the DLSU Green Archers. You're watching Starting Lineup. Two more champions to talk to, and finally we get to hear from Jacob Cortez and Mike Phillips. Congrats, guys. Champions
Yes,
of the
sir.
UAAP. I'm going to start with a question out of curiosity, Jacob. This sign, the pick up the phone, I got you. We need to know the origin story. Where did the idea come from? How did it even start?
Well, I play a lot of video games, and one of the video games I got that from was FIFA. Not basketball related, but still sports. And every time I'd score a goal, I'd just spam that celebration. I don't know why. And I just
Came from a football celebration.
And then now it's a thing. It's like everyone's doing
Yeah,
it.
Everyone's doing
Even
it
the
now.
kids,
Everyone's doing
even
it,
the
yeah.
kids in the stands are doing
Yeah.
it. So obviously it's a trend right now. But Jake, man, winning a championship in San Beda, now winning with LaSalle. I remember, bro, I was a rookie of your dad in Blackwater. We were teammates. I remember you and Mikey would like warm up with us like pre-game. You guys would like shoot, and now you're a champion.
still remember
You're
that,
right
too.
here. Can you just talk to us about that whole experience, winning a championship with 2 schools, your family behind you, and everything?
Yeah, like it wasn't easy really, the path that was given to me, coming from those disadvantages, like the twice the wins and stuff. But I guess that's what really made me who I am, just not wanting to lose. And then my family, they're always there to support me. Like they never pressure, like never like shout at the games or what. But when everything else like fails, I just always fall back to them, and then they're always cool. We always talk about the game, and then we talk stuff that's not about the game, but they're always there to support me.
Yeah. And Mike Phillips is always there to support you, especially in game number 3.
Especially getting the rebounds off of the misses.
Yep.
Right?
Mike, where did that game come from? I mean, we're not surprised, but yet again, we are with 25 points, 18 rebounds. Did you know you had to step up in the point section of the game? Because first half, you were already at around 18, 20 points.
Aggressive.
Was that part of the game plan?
Actually, we really came from the night before of the game. We had an amazing practice in Arnetta, and Coach Topex just drew up this amazing strategy. And then when I was going home, I was doing my worship. I was just talking alone with the Lord, and he said, my son, tomorrow the platform will be given to you, and the team. Because I heard the same voice that I heard in 2020 in the pandemic, right before I started my UAP career. I heard a voice, it was from Jesus. He said, my son, I will give you a platform. I will give you, your teammates, your family, a platform, and you must use it to spread my name and spread my love. And I heard that same voice in Arnetta when we practiced. I felt the air change. I felt the visions that God has been showing me. And I knew that by me trying to really step up would be the most unselfish thing I could do. Because before, I would try to step up out of place of selfishness. I need to score because I'm not getting the limelight.
Right.
I'm not getting the clicks in the highlights. But now, I need to score. I need to step up to let Jacob answer the phone later on in the game. Let Kean rock out, because UP did a tremendous job on them, and I felt like I didn't do my part as one of the leaders to help alleviate that. And so that was on my mind, just really help them out as much as I can.
Yeah. Jacob, did you hear a whisper as well in game number 1? We have to talk about that specific moment where you didn't play in the fourth quarter for around 3 to 4 minutes. You had a towel over your head, and it feels like you were just locked in. You were subbed back. You took your first shot after 3 minutes and made the go-ahead basket.
Honestly, though, as a player, that gives you fresh legs, though. That rest,
and that was why I was out, because Kean was getting stops, hustle, 50-50 balls, and Kean was doing his part. And I think I got subbed in because a timeout. There wasn't a dead ball, that's why. But and then the Coach Kaloy wrote the play, and I just went all instinct off that. The left wing step back. It's just very familiar to me, and it felt good.
Right, and it's different when you get your rhythm in the ISO and that 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
usually,
it just feels
usually that feels comfortable for you. But in Game 3, you were being face guarded, you were being denied. Where does that maturity come from? Where you're not even forcing things. Like, you just let the game come to you. You hit a couple of threes, catch and shoot, but you weren't forcing anything. You were setting screens for your teammates.
Yeah.
Was that really, you were aware of that and mindful of doing all those things?
Well, yeah, because I've been guarded like that many times before, and before I would be like, give me the ball, or like try to get the ball a lot. But playing and experiencing that, I don't really need to get the ball. It's actually better if they deny me, because all the other guys can shine, and that's what they did Game 3 especially. And I think that's what helped us win.
And at one point, you guys were playing 4-on-4. You were just in the corner letting them play 4-on-4. And that's the unselfishness and, again, the family that you guys have. Mike, before we let you go, I had a conversation with you before, talking about your legacy here in LaSalle, how you started, and then now you're a champion, man. Like,
Finals MVP.
two-time champ, and then finals MVP. Talk to us about that whole experience, man, and leaving a legacy for LaSalle.
I think it can really be summed up in the second pillar of Coach Topex, which is fulfillment. And you talk about just that feeling of jobs finished, not just the championship, but the full circle moments. And when I was just so blessed to have the opportunity to have that finals MVP speech, for me, I really thought I was going to Jacob, because he was really the one who carried us through that series. But, I saw it in slow motion when I was handing the mic, and God said, "This is why I moved you to the Philippines. This is why I put you in LaSalle. This is why you had to go through all those times, those dark times, the depression, the injuries. It's for this moment, right?" And I just felt the chills, and I just felt the Holy Spirit take over, and that's where I get the most fulfillment, because I was used by our Lord and Savior to complete His mission. He told me, "My son, you playing more than just basketball. You guys are out there saving souls." Our generation is, suicide rates are up, depression is up, anxiety is up. And we're just basketball players, but if we play for a purpose and we play to inspire, you never know who you can inspire. And that's just our purpose, and that's why I just been such on a high these past couple of days, because with our championship, we were able to make Jesus even more famous.
That's for sure. And you definitely more than basketball. Like, once again, Jacob and Mike, congratulations. What a season.
Thank you.
And what a way to win season 88. Thank you, guys. And thank you guys for joining us. I'm Diego Dario.
And I'm Jaime Escalon. This is Starting Lineup.